Though I know I'll never lose affection for people and things that went before, I know I'll often stop and think about them. In my life, I love you more. In my life, I love you more.
Thank you, Janine. Janine is actually one of our music therapists who goes out and sings and provides music therapy. It's actually a therapeutic component. And so thank you so much, Janine, for all the work you do. My name is Mats Wallen. I am not Emma Barron, if you haven't noticed, but I am pinch hitting for her today. So just wanted to welcome you. As I said, my name is Mats Wallen. I am the Chief Development Officer. I've been with Hospice East Bay for 8 years. I still love my job. Love what we do, and really what I love is all your help every year that comes out and supports us, because that really makes some of our wonderful programs possible. So just a real quick, this year, right now, so far, Hospice East Bay has served over 1,000 patients, and that includes 197 Rossmoor residents that we provide. So really important work that we do. We were founded in 1977, which is makes us one of the oldest hospices. The first hospice in America came in 1974 in Maine, and it actually came from England. And it was really all started by volunteers. Actually, some volunteers who are actually here to live in Rossmoor were part of the original group that started this and made a commitment to do this. We're really excited because we do all kinds of programs and services that makes us a little bit different than other hospices. As many of you probably know, there is a lot of for-profit hospices out there, and I'm always a believer a hospice nurse is a hospice nurse, but the big difference is what we do and what we're able to do because people donate to us. So some of the things we do, which you just saw now, is having a music therapist. That's underwritten by the people here that support our programs. I think another program that I'm really very proud of, that we're very unique, is our veteran-centered care. We have a wonderful social worker, Noga, who's our veterans care manager. And we have really stepped up in the sense that veterans, and I'm not a veteran, so I'm not going to speak about what it's like because I don't know, but I do know enough to know that their needs are unique, their experiences are unique, and the challenges they face is unique. And more importantly, there are things that they haven't asked or gotten that they deserve. And so one of the things that's wonderful about this social worker that we have is really making sure they also receive all the extra benefits that they may receive, whether they served in a certain war or experienced certain things, that there are benefits for that. So we actually do a lot of that work, not just for the patient, but really for the family members who are left. And then finally, another great program we have, and actually we're very honored, we have Joe here, who's our manager, is our bereavement services. We have a very extensive bereavement program. I know right now we're serving over 2,000 people with our bereavement services, and what makes us special is not only do we have great and wonderful and unique programs, but we also offer this service to anyone in the community, whether you have been in service with us or not. So that's a really important component. Hopefully some of you have experienced some of our thrift shops. It's always fun to go. If you have items to donate, that's always we're very much appreciative. But thrift shops is more than just a place that helps us raise money for some of these great programs. It's really a place where we find it as part of our program, because after the loss of a loved one, what do you do with your things, and how do you navigate that, and when are you ready to give that, and all that stuff. And I'm very honored we actually have our general manager, Nicole Kinnears, here from our store. So if you have any questions, you can ask her. So, you know, for me, really what I love is listening to all the stories. I have my own personal story of hospice. I lost my stepfather 92 years, and it was very humbling to be on the other side, and very grateful for what their experiences are, and what hospice was able to provide to them. But my personal favorite story is actually a woman who lived here. Her name was Betty. She lived till she was 103. She was at the Waterford. I went to see her about once a month. Really just a incredibly sharp person, sharp all the way till the end, knew what she wanted, told what she wanted. She actually was one of those people that I consider a Rosie the Riveter in some way, shape, or form. She wasn't on the ship, but she was responsible for during World War II when the trains would come. Her job was to get the food truck off the trains into the warehouses in San Francisco, and then somebody else responsible was to get the food from the warehouse to onto the boats, so the boys that are fighting in the Pacific. But she knew what she wanted, and when she was on service with us, she asked for the music therapist to come, and we gladly did that. And I always laugh because she only made them sing one song, if I'm correct, and that was Frank Sinatra, "I'll Do It My Way." Boy, did she do it her way. But the whole point was that I thought it was just such an honor for me. I would come even when she was on service, and we had a day, she always had, and she was always very kind, always ready to go. And I just appreciate that the life she had for the last 6 months was a good quality of life. And it was a way for her to still feel connected. And I saw her literally the day before she passed. And it was one of those days where you walk in and you just go, something is up. And you don't know what that is. But I'm just very grateful I had that chance. And that's what we do. We give people a chance to connect with families, connect with loved ones, and really be that last 6 months of your life being the best it can be. And that's really important, and all of you are here to make that happen, because that's really, we couldn't do it on our own, never could, and really just coming and being supporting of us, whether you have bought a light or just coming to be at this ceremony, is a great thing. And all I ask for you is that when your time comes and you have a loved one that needs something, you think of Hospice East Bay, because we do incredible work, and I'm very, very grateful for being in a job like this. So thank you all. Just a real quick housekeeping so you know what's happening, because we're a little different. For those of you who've come before, we've been over at Creekside. So we will have the ceremony in here, and then we will ask all of us, there is a tree that we have restrung, and I want to thank Barbara Russell at Rossmoor Realty for underwriting the cost of that. And there she is in the back, hiding as usual, but thank you. They play a really important role. And so we'll walk out to the tree. You all have, electric candles is what we have today. That's because right now in Rossmoor we are not using real candles anymore. And then once we do the tree lighting out there, we'll come back. If you want to, we'll have some cookies and coffee and lemonade in this room right here. So anyways, thank you all for coming. Thank you so much for supporting us. And I think, Janine, you're next.
If I could save time in a bottle, the first thing that I'd like to do is to save every day till eternity passes away, just to spend them with you. If I could make days last forever, if words could make wishes come true, I'd save every day like a treasure, and then again I would spend them with you. But there never seems to be enough time to do the things you wanna do once you find them. I've looked around enough to know that you're the one I wanna go through time with. If I had a box just for wishes and dreams that never come true, the box would be empty except for the memory of how they were answered by you. But there never seems to be enough time to do the things you wanna do once you find them. I've looked around enough to know that you're the one I wanna go through time with. There never seems to be enough time to do the things you wanna do once you find them. I've looked around enough to know that you're the one I wanna go through time with.
Good evening. My name is Joe Lumello. I am the manager of grief services and volunteer services for Hospice East Bay. And I'm going to read a poem that has been read, I think at, the last maybe 4 or so Tree of Lights here at Rossmoor. And I keep wanting to find something to replace it, but I always come back to this because, well, you be the judge. So this is actually a blog post attributed to the author by the name of G. Snow, and that's all we know about the author. And it's entitled Shipwreck. All right, here goes. I'm old. What that means is that I've survived so far, and a lot of people I've known and loved did not. I've lost friends, best friends, acquaintances, co-workers, grandparents, mom, relatives, teachers, mentors, students, neighbors, and a host of other folks. I have no children, and I can't imagine the pain it must be to lose a child, but here's my 2 cents. I wish I could say that you get used to people dying. I never did. I don't want to. It tears a hole through me, but whenever somebody I love dies, no matter the circumstances, but I don't want it to not matter. I don't want it to be something that just passes. My scars are a testament to the love and the relationship that I had with and for that person. And if the scar is deep, so was the love. So be it. Scars are a testament to life. Scars are a testament that I can love deeply and live deeply and be cut or even gouged, and that I can heal and continue to live and continue to love. And the scar tissue is stronger than the original flesh ever was. Scars are a testament to life. Scars are only ugly to people who can't see. As for grief, you'll find it comes in waves. When the ship is first wrecked, you're drowning with wreckage all around you. Everything is floating around you, and it reminds you of the beauty and the magnificence of the ship that was and is no more. All you can do is float. You may find a piece of the wreckage and hang on for a while. It may be something physical. Maybe it's a happy memory of it or a photograph. Maybe it is of a person who's also floating. For a while, all you can do is float and stay alive. In the beginning, the waves are 100 feet tall and crash over you without mercy. They come 10 seconds apart and don't give you the time to catch your breath. All you can do is hang on and float. After a while, maybe weeks, maybe months, you'll find the waves are still 100 feet tall, but they come further apart. When they come, they still crash over you and wipe you out. But in between, you can breathe. You can function. You never know what's going to trigger the grief. It might be a song, a picture, a street intersection, the smell of a cup of coffee. It can be just about anything. And the waves come crashing. But in between, there's life. Somewhere down the line, and it's different for everybody, you find that the waves are only 80 feet tall or 50 feet tall. And while they still come, they come further apart. You can see them coming in anniversary, a birthday, or Christmas, or landing at O'Hare. You can see them coming, and for the most part, prepare yourself. And when it washes over you, you know that somehow you will, again, come out the other side, soaking wet, sputtering, and still hanging on to some tiny piece of the wreckage, but you'll come out. Take it from an old guy. The waves never stop coming, and somehow you really don't want them to. But you learn that you'll survive them, and other waves will come, and you'll survive them too. And if you're lucky, you'll have lots of scars from lots of loves and lots of shipwrecks.
Good evening. I'm Scott Rogers, and I'm going to be reading the names from A through K. If for some reason I pronounce your loved one's name incorrectly, please forgive me. I'll be followed by Marlo, who's sitting down there at the end, so when Kay comes up at the end, I'll hand the microphone to her. So I'll begin. Nikki Abdul Hosseini, Calvin E. Adams, Dushan Anguis, David Arizu, Vicky Bandel, Charles Banfield, Cassie Banfield, Anne and Aaron Bechtel, Lynn Beckers, John Berry, Bibi, Patrick Boyle, Pat Burks, Robert Butkus. Marty Castilla, Alicia Chan, Rosalie Charney, Albert Chu, Melanie Clark Miller, Bill Compton, Vera Compton, Mark Conroy, Vito Dadabo, Tony Daigle, Gregory Danver Hurd, Bob Dauphiné, Charlotte Deems, James Deems, Judith Demkowitz, Joseph Paul DiMaggio Jr., Abe Doctolero, Judith Dorr, Bob Dolan, Marge Dolan, Charles Dorman, Ted Dow, Emily Lou Dow, Rita Dunn, Kathleen Diane Durea, Chris Eddy, Johanna Emmerich, Margaret W. English, and Paul W. English, John Estes, Sandy Foreman, Janet Fredericks, Jim Gillette, Terry Haley, Kelly Hardwick, Philip Hackey, Ash Hertzman, Lorraine Hess, Eric Hoberg, Mary M. Hook, John Howe, Vernon R. Johnson, Gary Coleman, Denise King, Bob Koch, Thomas Kramer, Rudolph G. Kraft Jr., Dean Friends, and Wallace Cron.
Good evening, I'm Marlo Johnston. I have the honor of working at Hospice East Bay. I'm going to read the remainder of the names. Rudolph G. Kraft Jr., Dean Krenz. I'm reading them again. Okay. Chow Ling Liu, Frank Louie, Carol Louie, Mel Franklin Macbeth, Pamela McCorduck, Ansela Mackenzie, Andy McClanahan, Rusty McClanahan, Doug Mercier, Kristen Newman, Bill Newman, Gable Neves, Noni O'Leary, John Orr, Thelma Orr, Michael Otten, Edmund Patry, Anita Perry, Peter T. Peterson, Lee Pezzola, Sugar Plum, love that name, Harold Rapp, Anthony Rago, Bob Randall, Ralph Rechtenwald, Linda Rechtenwald, May Rechtenwald, Bob Richter, John Rivicki, Howard Ryder, Vesta May Roth, Cynthia Robertson, Linda Rondow, Earl J. Reeve, John Robert Russell, George Scalia, Joseph Schneider, Angie Schneider, Mary Shepard, Al Simonson, James Scarrett, David Scarrett, Joseph Sultan, Josephine Sultan, Linda Spiker, Edwin M. Spencer, Nancy Stevens, Phil Stormer, Richard Symes, Rocky Termanini, Marcia Thompson, Robert Tillotson, Dale Tobias, Olga and Joe Tomasello, Mike Topper, Guliki Vilokunin, Hank Vischer, Travis Wallace, Bonnie Wasson, Dr. Ronald A. Weintraub, William John Arnold Weir, Tobias William Weir, Dr. Lawrence H. Welter, Bob Wayland, John Wilcox, Derek Volkenhauer, Sharon Woods, Neil Wright, Bruce Wright, Elsie Yeager.
Just wanted to make sure we didn't miss a couple of names. Dean Lesher and Kenneth Lesin. Those are our final names.
Remember me, though I have to say goodbye. Remember me, don't let it make you cry. For even if I'm far away, I hold you in my heart. I sing a secret song to you each night we are apart. Remember me, though I have to travel far. Remember me, each time you hear a sad guitar. Know that I'm with you the only way that I can be, until you're in my arms again. Remember me. Remember me, though I have to say goodbye. Remember me, don't let it make you cry. For even if I'm far away, I'll hold you in my heart. I sing a secret song to you each night we were apart. Remember me, though I have to travel far. Remember me, each time you hear a sad guitar. Know that I'm with you the only way that I can be, until you're in my arms again. Remember me.
Thank you so much. So now is the time where we get up. You can turn on your candle if you want to walk out there. If you don't have one, they'll be over by the back door. And then follow them. It's the tree that's right in front of the Dollar Clubhouse. I ask you all to come and join us. That is your light. Every time you come by, it will be on every evening throughout the holidays. And we truly appreciate your support. And I hope that light brings you some fond memories of the person that you love that is no longer here with us. So, on behalf of Hospice East Bay, I present to you the Rossmoor Tree of Life.
Oh, yeah. It's pretty good. Yeah, it does. Better with the lights on. That's a good